Hello, good day, everybody. How are we all? Today is a lovely Saturday and a Sabbath day. As well, today is a Sabbath day and a Saturday. Today is the 6th of October and a Saturday. Specifically, today is my vibrational day. I feel like sharing something small with all of us. Please, Lord, ask whoever receives this video, try as much as you can to share. Please share. Don't be so selfish. Share so that your brothers can also have access to this very precious information. So as we are all here, good morning once again. It's almost 12. Okay, good afternoon, sorry. So when we do speak about the Sabbath day, let's speak about the Sabbath day or Saturday. What does it mean? Where did it actually originate from? The purpose of the Sabbath day. I always say the first and foremost Sabbath day is not and can never be any other day than your day of birth. That is your Sabbath day, which you need to take very much care of. We are not Israelites, we are not Hebrews. Although certain philosophies, certain Pan-Africanists try to relate or try to draw our lineage, or I try to draw or take and make reference to the Hebrews of the past. But you and I over here, I would like to go by that for the purpose of we being able to practice and practice in truth and wisdom, not in ignorance of that which can be proven. I always say you can only refer to the past, but you can't prove the past. And per spiritual standards, the Sabbath day is actually your day of birth. Your day of birth, that is actually your Sabbath day. So the day upon which you were born happens to be your Sabbath day. Sabbath day is not specifically Saturday, but in actuality your day of birth. What are some of the observations on this very day which should be observed by all and sundry, if only you wish to actually achieve spiritual perfection and maturity? Have you seen that even with the Akan spiritual system or even the African system, the very day that you are born, you come with, you are being given a name symbolizing that very day that you are born. I am an Akan, specifically an Asante. So those born on Monday are called Kwejo, if a feminine, Ajua. Tuesday, Kwabena, if a feminine, Abena. Wednesday, Kweku, if a feminine, Aku or Equia. Thursday is Yao for the man or the masculine, and then Ya for the feminine. Friday, Kofi for the masculine, Efia for the feminine. And then Saturday is Kwame for the masculine, and then Ama for the feminine. And then Sunday, Kwesi for the masculine, and then Akos for the feminine. All these names have their affinity, symbolizing the very day that you are born. And within the African traditional system, when you are born, you are given a name corresponding to that very day upon which you are born. Why? Because we knew and understood that the very day that you are born, there are certain vibrational frequencies that you carry with you within your aura, within your subconscious mind, within your astral self, which will have an influence upon your decision making, your life and affairs, your subtle mind, until you die from this planet Earth. Whether good or bad. I said whether good or bad. Why? Because good or bad is relative, depending upon what you are going through and the experiences you will have and how you relate to it and your realization of whatever you are going through and how you appreciate that realization or that evolution that nature is giving to you. Do you get it? So on a more serious note, we knew and understood that the very day that you are born is a holy day. That's why we actually gave you a name corresponding to that day. That's one. And this, let me give you some certain spiritual experiences or certain spiritual connotations with this. The very day that you are born becomes your holy day. It becomes your day of birth, your day of incarnation, where your spiritual self or soul took form or embodied or became embodied or enclosed within your material vehicle, which is this earth form. So this earth form is the gross matter within which the subtle matter of the spiritual self or soul came to inhabit, occupy, and dwell for the number of years you will live on this planet Earth until you actually what? Die or expire from this planet Earth. So this very day is a very crucial day in your life and affairs where you took seed into mortal what manifestation from the spiritual, from the mind of God. You became what manifested. From the unmanifested, you became manifested. So in order to revisit or reenact this very huge spiritual experience, this very huge spiritual encounter, man needs to always revisit this source of supply, which is what his source of coming, his spiritual self. And every day, each and every day of the week on which you are born is a very good day for you to reenact this very peaceful and joyous transit of the soul or spiritual self into this material realm by observing fast, abstaining from any negative activity or inharmonious acts which will have detriment or which will be detrimental to your spiritual self, by coming to a recognition of yourself that I am a spiritual being having what an earthly or mortal experience. That's the very day that man needs to actually realize and recognize that I am not this body. I am that I am. But the I am that indwelling this physical vehicle, the me, is not this physical self, but the spiritual self, which should be translated upon the final exhalation or death, on the last breath. So the very day that you took your first breath was this day, and you were named after this day, because in the breath contains the life force, the prana, the chi, and this life force has within it a spiritual energy that revives your soul, that made your body possible for the inhibition or what for the occupancy of your spiritual self or soul. Yeah, hello. Sorry, please. There's a call that actually came in and disrupted the flow. So what I'm saying is, this day that you took your first breath of life, a man became a living soul. That very first breath of life that you took was this very day that you were born. So revisitation of that breath of life, which makes you what animates, is the very day upon which you were born, and that's what the day of Shabbatai, from which was translated into the Italian language as well, Sabbato. From Sabbato, we had the English version of it as well, Sabbath. So the day of Sabbath is actually your day of birth, upon which you took form. You were actually outdoored from the being of your mother, the womb, man, or the woman, or mother nature, which is your mom, which actually incubated you and held you within its what? Its womb. Next, it nourished you for 9 good months. The 9 months represents what? The number of God, which represents the 9-letter name of God, infinitum, from which you now what? I was actually what? Out birth into what? Life, this form. And you became a living being. So once one comes to understand birth and what in birth, you come to understand why your Sabbath day should be well kept holy. As I said, remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. So keeping your Sabbath day holy extends beyond just going to church. Actually, attending church is on the Sun's day. But if actually that which is created by a man actually congregate over here on a very specific day, what about the human vehicle that is inhibited or inhabited by the spiritual self, the soul, the God-given aspect of man in you? Which day should they be used in worshiping that very aspect of yourself, which is the true man, which will live on and afterwards after the expiration of this mortal vehicle? So if you see me here today, please excuse me, sorry. Your Sabbath day is actually your day of birth. And this happened to be my day of birth. And I'm observing it. I felt like sharing it with you. So how do you observe your Sabbath day? One, the most common or the commonest of them all is fast. When we say fast, fast doesn't mean run, sprint, be in a race. No. When we say fast, fasting here meaning abstinence, to abstain, to desist, to stay free, to dissociate, to dismember. So when we say fast, fast simply means to disassociate yourself or to detach yourself from something or to abstain from something. So if fast is about abstinence, what is meant by fasting? Fasting simply means abstaining from anything that holds you back on your spiritual growth, on your spiritual journey. Stunts your spiritual what? Evolution. It can be women, it can be food. And fasting always comes from anything that holds you back. And whatever holds you back is something you are over attached. You have developed attachment due to what? Due to you being accustomed or used to its use or being addicted to its what? To its enjoyment. So you fast from that which holds you back. And in order to be able to actually undergo fast, that's where we need to actually employ what? Willpower. Before you can be able to fast, you need to actually employ willpower. Willpower is being able to do what is right at a time that you know that it is right for you to do it, against all other odds. Even when the conditions do not favor you, but you still need to do it because that's the right time to. That's willpower. So in fasting, one needs to actually be what? Be able to detach from that which holds them back. It can be so much eating, conversation, friends, your guy, your man, your job, money, food. I'm just using these simple things. You can look at yourself and what holds you back and tell myself, okay, I am actually abstaining from this very activity for this very day. And there are 3 types of fasting. Although we didn't come here to treat fasting, we should go in there with our next session. Now, observe this about the fasting. Second, it's actually being able to pray. Prayer goes with meditation. Pray, meditation. Prayer simply means for communication between what? A being and his or her object of worship. That's what is meant by prayer. So when we say pray, prayer simply means actually keeping in touch with your source of supply or God or the universal omnipresence or the Father within. unceasingly, with full force and all thought force concentrated at one point. That's on the source of supply or God. So in praying on this day, you can devote the whole day to only pray. Pray and pray. Just communing with your source of supply. And there are positive forms of prayer, not negative forms of prayer. Praying this day means attuning yourself to the source of supply and affirming positively who you are, your spiritual self, your true being, your true purpose in life, what you are expected to do in life to achieve that form of what? Perfection, that self-elevation or the salvation which is needed of you and expected of you. Do you not get it? So in praying, you pray by what? By communing with what? With the God that indwelleth you. By sitting, keeping quiet, meditating upon yourself, and listening to that voice within. Listening to your thoughts, listening to your astral self, speak through your feelings throughout this day, assessing yourself, affirming the positive in everything, affirming your atonement with what? With nature, with the universe, and coming to terms with it. That's what I define as prayer. And not when you now be talking about your problems. Oh God, you say me jume yo, you say me sick asem, come me, baby uncle ye mami. No, if you know baby uncle ye mama, then why in the first place speak of it? If you know the problem is too hard for you to solve, why then do you even think of it? If your problem could be solved in the first place, why do you say it's a problem? Why do you call it a problem? If it can't be solved, then why then do you pray about it? If it can be solved, then you should rather be wishing for the positive aspect by giving your thought energy to that very positive aspect of yourself. So rather than concentrating your thought force on the negative aspect, oh, may I real yo, into the ben ebeko, if the ben na ebeko, are you wishing for it to go? Then why don't you rather speak in this way? May I real yo, na ako. Try to think in that positivity. One thing you need to realize is we were actually given everything before we came to this earth. If you want car, please, the car is already here. There is no desire of mankind which is non-existent. So whatever you need has already been provided by nature, God, before you even ask of it. So if the Bible said, I know all your desires even before you open your mouth to say it, is already true. Because even with creation, everything was created, and man was what? Man was the last entity or the final entity to be created. And after giving dominion and was stewardship to actually what? Maintain all these what? Creations. That should be. So do you get it? So if one car, the car is